When watching shows like Attack on Titan, we feel the immense pressure of its story. From season 1 being an introduction of the world, season 2 delves into the mystery even further, giving us insane reveals countered with insane action and dialogue. The mystery of where Titans come from, Eren himself, and his father Grisha Jaeger all lie in the basement, and we eagerly await for its arrival in the story. In storytelling, we call these types of things a mystery box. J.J. Abrams uses this idea in his hit TV series Lost. We're tossed into a world full of monsters with more questions than answers, and the strongest part of Lost is its flashbacks. The parallels are uncanny, but what Attack on Titan does differently is its changing perspective. With Eren recovering, we now focus on Sasha, Jean, Connie, Reiner, Ymir, and Krista. Season 2 starts off with a broken wall unveiling a Titan. Hanji is in complete confusion and disarray, which is then followed by the sudden surprise of Pastor Nick and the big revelation of the story. Now the story has gone from what are the Titans to why are Titans inside the walls. With these scenes, it gives the viewer something to think about, coming up with their own theories and making them brainstorm different scenarios about what they're seeing. And just when you think all the surprises are gone, Isayama throws a rock at you. When I say mind-blowing or astronomically astonishing, I'm not joking when I say the Beast Titan adds so much more to the narrative. At first, it was just mindless Titans, enemies we could never relate to, and then all of a sudden we now have an enemy who is intimidating, unknown, and unpredictable. Annie showing up towards the end of season 1 was brilliant. It gave us a proper antagonist to the story because she has a backstory, ideals, desires, and development. With this new threat appearing, the plot advances forward. Titans have sprouted from a village inside the walls, and we now assume yet another wall has been broken. Paralleling to season 1, the action strikes immensely, and we follow our supporting cast through it. No longer is it Armin, Mikasa, and Eren, but the other recruits that chose to join the scouts. One of these characters is Sasha Blouse, a girl born and raised in the countryside of the walls. Upon returning to her village, it's now infested with Titans, and she saves a little girl while trying to find survivors. It shows that Eren is not the only one affected by this cruel world, and we see the different cultures and accents inside the walls other than Eren's urban lifestyle. We also learn of Krista's hard life and the underlying politics and mystery behind her name, followed by the collab of Ymir's attachment to Krista. Ymir was basically unknown in the beginning of Attack on Titan, someone who always just hung around Krista, and that's all she cared about. It brings up the idea of who we should fight for and why. Ymir was grabbed off the streets in a mysterious town and raised as a god known as Ymir Fritz, and she loved it. Being taken from such a low place to now being worshipped is probably the best thing to happen to anybody, but everything has to come to an end because Attack on Titan is unforgiving. Ymir is such a unique character in that she's not a commander, son of a mystery man, or a Titan killing machine. She's just human. Someone who's had a rough past, being raised by a cult and put through a nightmare. She keeps feeding herself lies, telling herself to live as her own and change for the better. And then she meets Krista, someone that parallels Ymir in some retrospect, and Ymir clings to Krista because she sees herself in her. We see the frustration. Both of these characters resent who they are and keep telling themselves to act a certain way. And the revelation becomes that much more rewarding when we see both of them come to terms with who they are and express how they truly feel. Trust is important. It allows us to depend on others for love, safety, and reassurance, but trust is dangerous. Isayama carefully gives us hints about the mystery leading to the basement. Why can Ymir read what's on this mysterious can of food? Why is it in a different language? And why can Reiner also read it? When the Beast Titan passes the castle, Ymir notices the shocked faces of Reiner and Bertolt. And even before all this, why did a Titan welcome Connie home back to his village? When Ymir saves mostly everyone and the reinforcements arrive, our attention now diverts to Eren. When we return back to the wall, we meet up with Hannes and he claims there is no hole in the wall. Now the pieces are slowly coming together. There is a Beast Titan that can talk and control Titans. Connie's village was destroyed, but there's no blood and the horses are still there. Ymir ate Reiner and Bertolt's friend and then turned back into a human. And Krista holds an important political secret. And while we're all taking this in, so many things to comprehend and we're finally putting the pieces together, then... See, with trust, it makes you vulnerable. Vulnerable to betrayal, and Eren puts his faith in his comrades because he's been with them for so long. Through harsh training, rough missions, and in times of peace, Eren Yeager came to call these people his friends. In Attack on Titan, the enemies are just titans. How to overcome them, how to prove that humanity can survive this darkness. When we all realized Annie was the female titan, it changed the story. No more was it humans versus these mindless titans, but instead a completely new narrative. Reiner didn't live because of plot armor, and Bertolt doesn't just follow Reiner around because he's just a friend. It's because Reiner and Bertolt aren't soldiers. They're warriors. What I love most about Attack on Titan is how it brings together inspirations around the world, and its fighting style is extremely entertaining. Muay Thai, or sometimes referred to as Thai boxing, is a martial art that includes many standing strikes and clinch holds. Boxers not only in Thailand but across the world practice it. A wrestling form that focuses on your entire body, taking your opponent down, and if you aren't stronger than someone, use their weight against them. Make their moves yours, and during the Eren vs Annie battle, Eren is completely outmatched. Jump to the second round, and while Eren is still in a full-blown rage, he throws in a guillotine lock to subdue Annie, completely defeating her form. The anatomy of a fight scene needs to contain certain characteristics. Reveal a weapon with abilities, make the fight advance the plot, and make the viewer or reader feel the fight. When Eren faces off against Reiner, he has learned Annie's technique. He's developed as a character and advances the plot. Reiner's armor titan is covered in plates. Normal punches won't work on him, so Eren has to think of a way to break through it. The animation style from Whip perfectly captures the fighting angles, showing us point of views, wide shots, and following the punches. It's up close and personal, and frankly, pretty badass. We now get to see Reiner in a new light. No more is it this stand-up guy that everybody looks up to, but the monster that destroyed everything. However, he realized that the people inside the walls aren't evil and became their friends willingly. This caused a split in his heart that actually breaks him and splits his personality in two. And it's crazy because this actually happens in real life. Eren confronts Reiner without realizing Reiner's case, which leads into a heavy dialogue scene. And this is where the philosophy of Attack on Titan shines. Why is Reiner considered bad? In our eyes, he's seen as the devil that took everything from our main characters. Yet he yells and screams at Eren asking if he's satisfied. But what's the point? What's the point of saying sorry when you've killed those people? He broke the wall in cold blood, but once he met the people inside the walls, he found how grave of a sin he committed. It gives our antagonist meaning, reason, and personality. Reiner and Bertolt aren't just bad guys for the sake of being bad. Since the start of Season 2, or after the battle against Annie, Attack on Titan has focused on our side characters much more. It gave our cast depth with their own backgrounds, which gave us a reason to either hate them or love them. But the second act does something even more unique. With Ymir, all her life she wanted to survive. There was no one there to comfort her, and that's why she needed saving from Krista, or now Historia. Bertolt talking to the other scouts, not seeking forgiveness, but a way out of this hell, because all these things, all these characters live in this cruel world. It's a repetitive theme, and it can become such an annoyance sometimes. watching your favorite characters fight and overcome such things only to fall victim to Isayama's tragic storytelling. But Isayama counters this theme with hope, and with that counter, it's able to give Attack on Titan the golden standard it deserves.
We gotta learn to get back, but even with the visor, you know you had to kill her, on my dirty hands in every face, and if we get out, I think I'm gonna rise up, we gotta learn to live free, we'll live a life without barricades.
Erwin's crazy plan in leading the Titans to Reiner and Bertolt to Hannes getting revenge on the Smiling Titan that killed Eren's mom. Sure, it can seem hopeful, and Sawano throwing barricades at us makes it easier to jump out of your seat and finally cheer for Mikasa, Ymir, Historia, and everyone else to fight back. But then, Eren bites his hand. He bites again and again. Ripping more flesh off, he bites again. He can't transform. And then the Smiling Titan grabs Hannes. Eren bites his hand again. The Smiling Titan opens its mouth. Eren bites his hand. Hannes is eaten and killed. Attack on Titan is not something for the faint-hearted. It's not something you can just watch and have a good time. People die and people are lost. At this point, Eren is broken. Eren laughs. Eren cries. Eren Yeager breaks. His mental state is destroyed because he couldn't do anything to save the ones he loves. In our minds, we think we're unstoppable, thinking we're invincible to a world we've never been in or never faced. And so when the story reaches its high point, it plummets. So then what? Are we then supposed to fall and embrace these demons? Are we supposed to welcome despair and hate? Attack on Titan gives you a choice. Fight or accept. Bring others up from sadness or ultimately let them fall into despair. And in this case, Mikasa thanks Eren. Thanks him for saving her. Thanks him for wrapping the scarf around her neck. Thanking him for saving the ones she cares about. And thanks Eren for living. And so Eren comes back. He gets back up, standing no chance against the fate in front of him. And then a miracle happens. Once again, Attack on Titan does its thing. Eren, with one swing, hurls a Titan forward at the Smiling Titan, the coordinate. To Reiner and Bertolt's surprise, they found what they've been looking for, but it's possessed by the worst man possible. Now we have to say goodbye. Choices are made for certain characters and we have to deal with the loss. With Eren now free, we leave back inside the walls and the adventure ends, but not without a total defeat. Sudden mysteries become known and Titans are not just monsters, but related to humans in some way. And the humans from Connie's village could have been the Titans that appeared out of nowhere. And now, a smile. Erwin Smith is smiling because he is closer to the truth of the world, the outside world. Are the people inside the wall really what's all of humanity? What are Reiner and Bertolt's real motives? What's the King of the Walls hiding? And what's so special about Eren's coordinate? It's time to find the answers, and this time, we'll uncover the truth, whatever it takes.